Hi everyone, welcome back. We're looking at the Agile and Lean frameworks from the Agile Practice Guide from the Project Management Institute and Agile Alliance. And the reason why we're looking at these is because there are many different methods that you'll come across in your organization on your Agile journey. And there are many core methods that you'll come across, and also many auxiliary methods that you'll come across as well. And it's important just to know what they are and a little bit behind them so you can match them up to the core methods and see whether that team is truly Agile or not. This one in particular we're going to be looking at is Kanban. Kanban translates to visual sign or card in Japanese. Now, it's come from the Toyota production system, so it's got decades and decades and decades of proof behind it in a production environment, and now it's found its way into technology, and now even more so into project management and even enterprise management as well. It's a form of visual management, and it comes from lean manufacturing for monitoring work in progress. It enables pull and flow, which are two key lean concepts. And these lean concepts of pull means that we pull the work when we're ready, so we never have too much work on our plate, we're never overburdened, and we don't, usually it was, traditionally it was used for inventory, so we would never have too much inventory, which is basically money just sitting there in a manufacturing plant, if you've looked at manufacturing. But it's the same for technology. Now we don't have too much stuff just sitting there, not really being worked on. We actually pull it when we're ready. And flow, that enables flow. So now the work is flowing at a better rate, and it's continuously flowing because we're pulling that work when we're ready as a team. So a Kanban board really helps this from a manufacturing or a lean manufacturing perspective, and now from an agile perspective, because you can see all of that work, and it's very visual. It's a method of visual management, so you can see where something is up to and whether something is blocked, whether something needs help or not. And here we are, we've got those examples of pull and flow as well. Pull is where your teams pull the work only when they are ready, instead of work or inventory building up, as we were saying. And flow is where work flows effortlessly through the value chain with no rework and no blockages for things, just getting stuck instead of flowing through nicely as we want them to. So Kanban doesn't prescribe iterations, so it's not really an iterative approach like most of the other approaches in Agile, but it still works very, very well with iterative approaches. For example, Scrum. So you can just use this if you don't need to use iterations in your work. You still can use a Kanban board just to make sure that you're seeing where the work is and making sure that it's flowing through that pipeline nice and neatly. It's also helpful when you need increased efficiency, so you get visibility of each task, which is really great, ensuring that the task adds value, everyone can see it, everyone's on the same page. Team member can focus on what work is happening, so that limited work in progress, and it's on that board at all times, it allows the team to focus on the current work and not on something that might be in the back of their mind or might be coming up in a month's time, for example. It helps you with variability in the workload, because obviously you can see what's there and you can limit what's on the board to be worked on at any one time. And it helps with reduction of waste. So because the work is so transparent, then it makes making it visible. We can remove any waste, we can see where things are blocked, we can see where things are being reworked, and we can see where things are not moving forward, and we can work on those and swarm around them and solve those immediately. Now, additionally, with a Kanban board, it's a really cool thing, especially for a physical board out there on the floor somewhere. It acts as an information radiator to anyone who sees it. So it provides that up-to-date information on the status of work for a particular team, or even a particular group or organizational structure even as well. But it means that anyone can walk past, or even anyone can access a virtual board, for example, if you're using Trello or Jira, but anyone can access that and say, oh look, we've got 20 pieces of work in the form of our stories or cards, and oh look, they're all at the beginning. None of them have been sort of moving forward. And if they come by next week and none of them have moved again, then maybe we want to sort of check in with that team and make sure that everything is okay. If work is not flowing through a Kanban board or flowing through a team well enough or nicely enough that we would like, usually it's a good time to do a retrospective that we've seen as well. And that's where we ask, what's going well, what's going not well, and what have we learned recently and what still puzzles us, and we put that feedback into the process, we put it back into the process and improve our own process as we go along if needed to help remove some of those blockers in performing that work. The defining principles of Kanban are we start with the current state. We agree to pursue incremental and evolutionary change. We respect the current process and we lead at all levels. The core properties of Kanban are we visualize the workflow, and this is really powerful. It's a really powerful tool. We limit the work in progress, so we're not overburdening our staff, and we can see at a glance the work that's in progress at the moment. We manage that flow because of that, so we're managing the flow of work. And we enable pull because we allow our team to pull work when they're ready. It helps improve collaboration, and we're improving collaboratively actually, so everyone's getting on board with the improvements, and we are implementing feedback loops so we can clearly see what's going on. We've got a quick feedback loop on whether things are going well or things are not going well. And that's the core Agile approach of Kanban.